If you follow this guide to an absolute T, you will become an elite defender. This is going to be the only guide you ever need to watch. It is a little bit more lengthy, but once you understand everything I mentioned in this guide, you won't have to ever watch another defender guide. So make sure you guys are paying attention. If you want to make your life a lot easier in the game, there are 3 RuneLite plugins that you should be downloading. That is Ground Markers, BA Call, Highlight, as well as BA Minigame. These 3 plugins will make your brain work a lot less, so make sure you guys are downloading these. The only plugin that you'll have to change from the initial default settings is the BA Minigame plugin. Go down to the Defender role, expand that, and make sure Highlight Called Bait is checked, Highlight Ground Bait is checked, as well as Highlight Ground Logs in Hammer. Assuming you've completed the Barbarian Assault tutorial and you are in Wave 1 room ready to go, just simply advertise that you are doing the Defender role until a team picks you up and then you are ready to go. Once inside the game, the first thing that you need to do is mark these 3 tiles that I have here. These are the tiles that you're going to be utilizing the entire time. They are very crucial. All you have to do is, while holding Shift, right-click the tile that you want to mark. On the start of the wave, run to your Defender item machine, the blue machine, and collect your food that you need. The correct food that you are going to place will be highlighted. This is due to the plugin I told you to install. This just makes it a lot easier to know. If you're not using the plugin, look at the ear at the top right. This will tell you what type of food to place. Make sure you're also calling using the horn for your healer at all times. So you're going to make your way to the trap and stand on the first tile I told you to highlight. These 3 tiles are where you're going to be placing your correct food. Place at least 2 food on the first tile for wave 1, then run to the middle. Place 1 food there. You will only ever need to place 1 food in the middle. Then place your remainder food in the 3rd tile. Now, one thing to note, as long as you are placing food while it is correctly called, that food that you placed is good for the remainder of the wave. You don't need to constantly pick up and replace food. Once it's there, it is good for the remainder of the wave. The only time you'll ever need to place food outside of these 3 tiles is if you are trying to grab the attention of a runner and bring him back into the vicinity. Later in the video, I will show you how to grab the attention of a runner that is being stubborn and not following your trail of food. Starting wave 2, you are essentially doing the exact same thing all the way from wave 2 all the way until wave 9, so pay close attention. Run to your first tile, place 4 good food in the first tile, run to the middle one, place 1 food in the middle tile, then run to your 3rd tile and place another 4 additional food, the remainder of your good food in the 3rd and final tile. From here, you're going to need to collect your hammer and some logs. You really only need 1 log, but it's good practice to grab both logs just in case your teammates mess things up for you in the future, which I will explain again to you. So once you placed all of your correct food, grab your hammer, grab your logs, then run back to the trap. Wait patiently until the first 2 initial runners break your trap. As you can see there, they have broken the trap. Now you want to stand back on your initial highlighted tile. Do not move from this position and repair your trap. When you are standing on the piece of food that the runners need to eat, you can see the runner is not walking underneath me. This is called blocking the runner. He cannot walk underneath me. Doing this allows you to control when the runner actually moves and eats the food. This is very crucial for later on in the video, so make sure you guys understand that concept. Okay, I'm back here on wave 3. I did the exact same steps that I initially did on the first 2 waves, and now I am patiently waiting for the remainder of the runners to come. And I'm standing on the food, blocking the runners from eating the food, as I've mentioned previously. This is the most important part of the guide, so make sure you guys are paying attention. I am blocking the runners. They cannot walk underneath me. Now, if this is not working for you and they are walking underneath your character, this is because another person in your team has stepped underneath your character. When this happens, your blocking will no longer work until you move a tile and move back to your initial tile. So if your teammates are walking underneath you, this is going to be very difficult. Kindly ask them, hey, please stop walking underneath my player. You are making this harder for me, and hopefully they listen to you. But you are blocking the runners from getting to your food. This is very, very important. You want to move at a 6-second interval on the timer in the top right. Time is very crucial as a defender because this is what makes everything so simple as a defender, making it one of the easiest roles. you want to step off of the food at a 6-second interval. This is 30 or 0 seconds. That is the exact same time on this exact timer. 24 seconds, 18 seconds, 12 seconds, and 6 seconds. Very basic math. These are 6-second intervals. When the timer lands on either one of those 6-second intervals, that is when you want to move off of the tile. This allows every single runner that you are blocking to eat the food underneath you at the exact same time, and they will all die at the exact same time. If they are not eating food at the exact same time, that means you either stepped off too early or too late, and you have to try again until you get the feel for when to step off correctly. One more thing, you need to make sure you have enough food placed on the ground. So currently I have 2 runners next to me. I need to make sure I have at least 2 correctly placed food beneath me. If you don't have enough food for each runner, then this won't work. As you can see, I stepped off at a 6-second interval, and they all died at the exact same time. Very crucial. What this allows later in the waves, when you have 4 or 5 runners ready to go, you don't have to constantly keep repairing your trap. You can kill all 5 runners with one single trap instead of having to constantly repair the trap over and over and over. This makes Defender a lot easier. I'm going to show you guys again one more time. Fast forward to wave 6. The first 2 initial runners just broke the trap. Now I'm standing on the tile waiting for the remainder of the runners to come next to me. Once they are all standing next to you, ready to eat the food, again, you are blocking these runners. You are preventing them from eating the food. Make sure you have enough food on the ground. Step off the trap at a 6-second interval. So I have all the runners here. I step off at a 6-second interval. I'm going to step off at 0 seconds. That is a 6-second interval. There we go. Stepped off. All 4 of those runners just ate the food at the exact same time, and they all died at the exact same time. That is what you want to see. Now, starting off, you are probably a level 1 defender, which means that the runners do not listen to your food placement as well as a level 5 defender such as myself. So as you can see, this runner to the south here is out of position, and I need to grab his attention. This is probably going to happen to you quite a bit. So this is how you grab the attention of a runner that has gone too far, and you're trying to bring him back to your trail of food with the highlighted tiles. You can see the runner currently is not moving. He is standing still. This is when you want to place food down in the vicinity to grab his attention. If you are placing food while the runner is walking, it will ignore that food 9 times out of 10. So make sure you only place the food when he is not moving. This will grab his attention and bring him back towards your location. Make sure you are placing, again, the correct food. For the sake of this guide and learning the defender role, do not place incorrect food at any point in time, because if he eats an incorrect food, that means that the runner will walk in the opposite direction that you are trying to lure them in. So make sure you are only at all times placing the correctly called food. When you've made it to wave 9, make sure you grab at least very minimum 2 logs. This is because every single wave up until this point has only required you to kill 2 initial runners. However, on wave 9, you are required to kill at least 4 runners right off the bat. This is because if you don't kill at least 4 runners, the entirety of the runners in wave 9 will not spawn until you have done so. So when the first 2 runners break the trap, repair it, then wait for a 6-second interval, and there are at least 2 more runners to kill. Step off the trap again. Now you have killed 4 runners. Repair the trap a second time. Now you can proceed as normal. Wave 10, the final wave, is slightly different. This room is a different layout because this is the wave you will be killing the Penance Queen. Now, this wave has 2 different tiles that you will need to highlight. So your first time here, you're going to have to highlight these 2 tiles. There aren't 3 tiles, instead only 2 that you need to place your food in. So there's no middle tile, only these 2. So I've placed my food in those 2 tiles. Now I go collect my hammer and logs as normal. You only need 1 log in this wave, unless, again, your randoms are messing things up for you. Then it's good to just grab a few extra logs. So once they've broken the trap, repair it, stand here until all of the remainder of the runners come, and kill off the runners. The queen has now officially spawned. It's good practice to stand next to the healer spring pool. That way your healer can heal you very easily if needed. There's one thing you need to learn, and that is the acronym Chad. That is the order that you pass the Omega eggs from player to player. So collector to healer, healer to attacker, attacker to defender, defender back to the collector. Okay, I have the eggs in my inventory. I'm actually going to wait for this healer to heal me. Hopefully, I'm not going to run to the lava crater with low health. That is not a smart idea. You will die. All right, now I have my eggs. Run to the lava crater. Left click to simply dunk every single egg in your inventory. Then used the eggs on the collector. From there, the collector should be making his way to the egg cannon where you can fire the Omega egg. Another tip to help kill the queen a lot faster is just to spam left click on the Omega option, even if there's no egg there. As the collector loads his egg, if you are spamming, you can actually end up firing more eggs than is actually in the hopper. As you can see, he only loaded one egg, and we killed the entire queen with one egg. There you have it. You are officially a defender now, and you are ready to go out on your own. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content.